talk a little bit about the kicking off the Valley season and going to Western Illinois this week.
Yeah, it's exciting. You know, I'm really excited to kick off Valley. I'm really excited to get into a rhythm. You know, 5 weeks, 2 byes, just it breaks up the rhythm of everything that's happening and stuff. But kids handled it well. Guys like me don't handle it well because I'm so routine driven. But I'm excited to go up there and play.
What can you tell us about Western? You kind of mentioned that they do a lot of shifting and stuff last time we met. Just talk a little bit about what these guys do.
Yeah, they're very, very multiple in offense. They run a plethora of formations, personnel groups, and you know they're shifting motion, which tries to get your eyes in a different place. So quite frankly, the bye week was really good for us to be able to practice those things. They run a whole bunch of different unbalanced sets that you have to get used to. So Jared does a really good job with them offensively. Defensively, they jump into 3-4s and 4-3s back and forth. They shift the line a lot. So the coaches have been working very, very hard on that. You know, they're well coached. And I really believe they're a lot like us. They've played some really good teams, and they've come out on the short end of the stick of it. But well coached, really good football players.
2 hungry teams, obviously, both looking for first wins of the season.
Yeah, quite honestly, God love them, but I just care about our team being hungry.
What's the point of emphasis then to try to slow down some of that shifting that you were talking about?
Well, you're not going to slow down the shifting, meaning we just got to be well disciplined with our eyes. You know, our eyes have got to stay on their keys because when they do all that shifting motion, they want your eyes to go different places. If your eyes stay on your keys, it's going to be really simple, quite frankly. But as your eyes start to deviate from where they're not supposed to be, that confuses you, and then they snap the ball, and then we got people out of position. So that's what the situation for us is going to have to be.
What kind of differed from this bye week? What kind of differed from this bye week instead of the first one you guys had? You had a little more film on to watch this time?
Yes, because last time we only had one game going into it, and the difference was they're coming off a bye also. So we have all their film. It was like, you know, Sunday we were waiting for Tulane's next game to come in. We only had the one game on them. We had to see what they were doing, confirm or see the more wrinkles they put in, which they did, which is game planning. I understand that. So the good news is we have all 4 games, and we've had a good, healthy week of studying them before Sunday came. We got no more film. The bad news is they got to buy to put more wrinkles in. So, but all the game plan's been in. The coaches spent yesterday afternoon and the rest of the day refining it, making sure we're on point with everything and confirming what we saw. You know, we did our practices last week, and we had a really good practice last night. So I think we're on top of it. We'll see.
You've mentioned the team has kind of been
they're going to let you talk?
Yeah, I know, right? The team's kind of been building on some previous things as the games have gone on. What is something that you guys have been building on going into Western Illinois' game?
You know, it's really simple. We just need to, where our team is right now, and I'm talking from top to bottom, we just got to get better every week, and they are, which is very good. It's very promising. We have some good experience and some inexperience. As long as the team is continually getting better, which they are, I think we're going to make great strides and do really well. And that has occurred. Last Tuesday, Wednesday, we had great practices. Wednesday was a little sluggish just because of the heat. But last night, they came back in after the bye week, and it was really a good practice. So I think they're focused for Valley play, or they're just ready to get going again. Because, guys, I've never gone a stretch where I've gone. I mean, we've been going at this since July 30th, and we've only played 3 games so far. I mean, I've never go a 5-week stretch and play 3 games is kind of crazy for this old man. So I think they're like I am, excited to get going, excited to practice, excited to get better, and I've seen that with them. So we'll see where it takes us.
Do you think like having these early bye weeks can have an impact on later down the road when you're like later in the season when you guys are actually playing every single week? I don't know if it's conditioning. Just is there something that can tire them later on that you can be worried about?
No, I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
If anything, I think we're fired up because we're nice and fresh, and I don't want to jinx myself, but you know we're healthy, we're fresh, and this is the week. This is my humbled opinion. This is when you want a bye week because you're getting ready to start Valley play, which we all know what the Valley is. So this Valley week is excellent. You know, we played the 2 games and stuff. The only one that threw me off a little bit was that first one, and it threw me off because not only it threw me off rhythm-wise, is because we played on Thursday night and didn't play till 17 days later, 16 days later. But I like the bye week right now, getting ready to go into Valley play, quite frankly.
Coach, talk a little bit about Titus. He worked his butt off in that game against Kennesaw State. Looked like he was all over the field making tackles. Just talk a little bit about him as a defensive standout back there.
He's grown up. It's fun watching. You know, the one thing great about coaching is watching kids grow up in front of your eyes, and he's done that. You know, I don't know what triggered in him, and what I mean by that is he came back. He right before summer ball started, that little help me out here, guys. That May intercession. Him and a couple players took a mission trip with Aja Jones, which was awesome. And some came back and he clicked. He even came back and said, "Coach, I want to talk to the team," and he talked to the team. And he's been a different cat, you know. And he's taken his body seriously as far as working out and eating right. He's taken preparation more serious, and it's paying off now in football games. So you want kids to click like that in the maturity, and I wish they all came in like that. But some guys click in 1 day, some guys click in 2 years, and some guys never click. But he has clicked, and he's doing really well.
He came up here and he was just smiling and introduced himself to us and shake everybody's hands. Is that the type of guy he is? Or?
I guess maybe he's running for mayor. I don't know. But yes, he's got a great heart. He's a great leader, and he's fun-loving, and I think he's very competitive. And if he ran for mayor, I'd vote for him.
Titus, I guess just talk a little bit about the Conference Valley, the Valley Football Conference starting up again, and just how rugged this conference is, and you guys are everybody's at 0-0 again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you just said, conference play is upon us now, and I'm excited. We're all excited for it because it's just a whole new level of gameplay, especially in the conference that we play in. You know, it's very tough, very fast, and it's just fun. And so coming up with Western this week, it's going to be a lot of fun. First game of conference, so we're all ready for that.
How important is it to get off on a good start when you get into conference play and kind of get that momentum going?
It's very important because, as Coach Stec says, we got to start fast and finish strong. So this is the first phase of starting fast, and so we have to come out this week, do what we got to do, execute, start fast, and we'll be good.
How sick of these buys are you?
I mean, these buys, they're good on our body, but I love playing. So, like, you know, a competitor like me and a lot of other players on this team, we're just all ready to play. So Saturday, we're going to let it loose.
You got two teams that are still looking for their first win, so both teams are hungry. And you think maybe the Bears can get some traction going if you look at the schedule the next couple games?
Oh yeah, like you said, we're looking for our first win. We just got to capitalize. Like we got to improve on what we didn't do last time. So we got to improve on the little stuff, our execution, and so we can come out with a dub this week.
There are a lot of teams on campus as conference starts that look at it as soon as conference starts, you guys have clean slate. It's 0-0. Is that how you guys kind of go into conference?
Oh yeah, it's 0-0. It's a new stretch going on, so we just have to win our conference and do what we do, and we'll be okay.
Is the bye then helpful in a sense because it gives you guys a chance to reset from the first few games as you start the conference schedule?
The bye makes you sit back and take it from a different perspective. It makes you sit back and look at it. Like, what can we do better? What do we not do? And so it gives us that time as a team to come together and just regroup, and so we can execute what we got to do on Saturday.
What was this mission trip you went on? Brought up?
I went to the Dominican Republic this summer, and we went down there for 10 days, and they had us doing, it was very fun. I loved it. I loved every part of it. We went out there, helped the community, engaged with the community. We saw how they live, how their lifestyle is. Sometimes there's not always the best lifestyle. They didn't always have the best things, but they made the most out of every situation that they had. So I loved it. I'll definitely go back because the people there are so genuine, and it's just a great learning experience.
Coach said you had something like click in you when you came back. Did you feel like something clicked in you and you came back and were?
I mean, it's just going out there, you take a lot of stuff for granted here. And so it just made me realize what we got to do. And like, it was me, Kylan Washington, and Walter Watson that was on the trip as well, and we all sat there and we just thought about what can we do as a team to make us better in the future. And so that's when we came back from summer. We just got together as a team and talked about it.
Titus, you played in every single game of your career here at Missouri State, but you didn't start until this season. Is there a different mindset going into what you've been doing the past 2 years and then this season?
It's just you got to attack it. You can't take anything for granted. Like, you got to play every snap like it's your last play. And so that's how I always approach every game. And so go out there, leave it all on the field, and leave no regrets.
What did some of those guys teach you that were starting over you that you learned and that you keep with you today?
They taught me a lot. I appreciate those guys a lot. They taught me how to just be mature, for one, and how to just communicate, because I wasn't a very verbal person when I got here. So they taught me how to communicate, how to work with others, and they just kept giving me skills that I built on as the years continue, and that's why I'm so thankful for them right now.
Coach said he'd vote for you if you ran for mayor. Is that in the cards at all?
I don't know about running for mayor right now, but I might, take that up in a couple years. You know what I'm saying? I might have to do that.
Political science majors?
Nah, I ain't no political science major.
You're good. You don't be messing with any of that stuff.
None of that.
You're playing a team that hasn't won a game either. Is it easy? You're fighting to try not to overlook the opponent, or what do you tell your teammates out there?
We just gotta take it. We got prepare like we're going against the best team in the nation. We do that every game, so we can't just because they're zeros, they're over. That don't mean anything because, like I said, this conference is a very hard conference, and anybody can win. And so we just gotta approach the game with a great mindset, great preparation, and we'll be just fine.
What's the mood like this week?
Excited mood. Guys been working really hard. Now we've had time, obviously, with our bye week to just get prepared for Western. So I think we're calm right now. We're focused on getting a win.
What has Titus meant to this defense this season, his first year as a starter?
Everything. He's meant a lot. I mean, he has a critical role. Now, obviously, you guys know he got voted as a captain. He's just been very strong in that role. I think the guys look up to him, but he embraces it, I believe. He's just exciting to be around, exciting to coach, and you just got to stay focused moving forward.
Did he show those leadership qualities years past, or is it something that kind of came sudden, kind of like what Stec said?
I think he's grown into the role, especially playing safety. You kind of have to take it bit by bit, play by play, and I mean he has gained some experience through getting reps early. He played for us as a true freshman, so I think he's always had it deep down, but it's really just kind of showing itself now.
How valuable is it to have a guy like that on the back end who's kind of watching everything going on in front of him?
Yeah, it's critical, man. I tell the guys, the safeties, that they're like quarterbacks of the defense, so it is critical, absolutely critical, as Stec would say, to just have a guy like that who can kind of see the whole thing. I think now the game slowed down for him, so it just helps him put himself in the right positions to make plays and things like that.
We're kind of in an era right now where if you're not starting, you're transferring to where you can start. To have him stick around until he gets that opportunity to start, what does that mean about, or what does that say about this program and about what y'all are doing at the defensive back position?
Could you rephrase that question for me?
Just like with everybody, it's kind of everybody's transferring if they don't start. For him to go 2 years as a backup and then get the starter.
Yeah, I think the word that sticks out to me is just commitment. I mean, we have a special team here. We got really special team chemistry. I mean, if anybody's bought in, it's Titus Wall. So, I mean, he's just in it to win it. You know, he helps all of his teammates. And, I mean, he helps us coaches. I mean, he's just like a coach out there at times too. So, his commitment is huge to our team.
Are you seeing him lead more by example, or is it more of a verbal leadership? What's more specific?
I think it's a little bit of both. Titus has a big personality. So it's easy to say that he leads verbally, but he definitely does lead by example. I think he's a guy that the guys follow. I mean, he's a likable guy, so I think it makes it easy for the players to follow him. But I mean, he's getting it done on the field too, so I think that really helps. If I was a young guy, looking at Titus, well, is he doing things right off the field? I would say yes. And is he doing things right on the field? I would say yes too. So I think it makes it even better or easier to follow a guy like that.
You've had leadership at the safety last couple of years with Jared especially. How much have you seen that kind of carry over through him?
I've seen it a lot. Again, Titus he's a junior, so I mean he's still got ways to go, but he stepped up to that learning curve pretty quickly. So that's been exciting, as his coach, and I've been coaching him, since he's been here, and it's been just unique to see how he's been able to handle it all, just socially, academically. Football too, and I mean he kind of handles it with grace to me. So I'm just thankful to have him back there, just kind of running the show, and he's only gonna get better.
Do you take credit at all for having the safety leadership guys?
I'm behind the scenes, man. I'm just doing my part.